we ask you to join us in praying for the Ayers family as they navigate the difficult days ahead. In her honor, all this week, we're broadcasting the Best of the Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss you. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
This is the one area of life where the most pain and the most pleasure shows up. Quality of your life is the quality of your relationships. It's not about your partner, whether you're single or whether you're married or whether you're discovering what you want. It's really you. And what happens is our partners just become a mirror of some aspect of ourselves that we don't usually see.
And this really not so much about the love that you want to get, it's really about us becoming and embodying fully the love that we are. It isn't an outside-in game, it's an inside-out game.
But this requires courage, and the gift of my life with this woman beside me is I don't know a person who's had more courage, more love, more determination, more faith, and that's what it takes. But the wild ride has been worth it at every possible level and every challenge we face, because you're all having challenges if you're in a relationship. And somehow we seem to think that we shouldn't have problems, and I think the only problem you have is you think you're not supposed to have any. So my invitation to you, if you're willing to do the one thing that's required to have a relationship really be lasting and loving and passionate, and that is you have to decide to make your partner the most important thing. If there's one gift you want to give in any relationship, is stop questioning the intent. Divorce the story of they're a bad person and marry the truth. And usually, they will wake up out of the nightmare and love you more because you brought what was true.
So we're just all freaking human, doing the best we can. If somebody's done something that you think is unforgivable, rather than controlling that or pulling back love, try just bringing more love to the circumstance. Love melts.
Here's the solution. Be a generous lover and it all gets solved. Someone who wants to give more love than they're trying to get back. Someone who doesn't measure. It's not a transaction.
Pause.
Someone who doesn't just get...
Someone who gives the love instead of trying to get it. Keep going, man. Sorry. Boy, Tony Robbins.
Someone who wants to give more love than they're trying to get back. Someone who doesn't measure. It's not a transaction. Someone who doesn't just get pissed because their needs aren't met.
Where we think there isn't love, there is always love. It's always present because it's our nature. We think we're not lovable. It's not. We just have to drop the mask and uproot what we're not so we can allow our nature just to be and express itself. And it's like we have an opportunity to be what I really believe we were all born to be, which is to love. And it's more beautiful than I can even convey.
Oh, my goodness. Your wounds, these unhealed wounds, make the past normal. And then you go out into the world and you get in relationships with other people. And they don't know that the unhealed wound, your deep-seated issues, operates like a parasite. It's a parasitic spiritual organism in your spirit, and your partner has to acquiesce to its demands in order to be seen as a good match. We got it wrong. I'm not here to fulfill your desires. I'm not here, right, to satiate your unrequited needs. You know what we're here to do? We're here in intimate relationships to reflect our progress or lack thereof. And when it's the lack thereof, it's a reminder that we got work to do. And when we've done the work, we magnetize the completed work we've done. And the relationships get better. When I came forward, I said something, right, about love. Do you guys remember what I said about love? Do you remember what I said about love in the chat room? I remember. I just want to see if you remember. Right? Do y'all remember? Because let me just say this. When we have this conversation about love, right? People say it's not real, right? People say, or they say, I said love is like the truth. But people say love is an action. These are hurt people talking. I need you to understand that. Hurt people need to see action. Is that not anxious, preoccupied? Right? That's anxious, preoccupied. Show me, prove to me. Show me, prove. Right? Hurt people need to see it. Prove it to me. Validate me. That's hurt talking. So they don't understand the high level of consciousness that love is. Do y'all know? And I'm acting like y'all in the room with me right now, but I'm talking to the chat as well as the people online listening. What has been defined as the highest level of love? What has been defined as that? What term was given to describe the highest form of love? Do you know, Andy? People in the chat know. Nzinga says agape. That's God love. Ooh. Oh, that's God love. That's that love. Loving you is wrong. I don't want to be right. No, that's blindness. That ain't love. That's attachment. Let me just, let me hit you right. The term we've given to the highest form of love is unconditional love. Some people say it's toxic. Unconditional love is toxic. You're speaking from a broken space. You don't understand spirituality. You don't understand consciousness. The highest form of love is unconditional. What is unconditional? But a euphemism for freedom. So when you're in love, you're free. But the way we engage in relationship is not based on freedom. It's based on you, my woman, or you're my man. Don't see nobody. Don't mess with nobody. Hear what I'm saying? I'm not promoting polygamy. What I'm saying is this deep-seated fear does not allow you to love in freedom. You love in fear. And where there is fear, there is the absence of that consciousness level that we call love. What you actually have is attachment. I need you to understand this. Very important that you understand this. Babette Rothschild puts it this way. Guess that's love. Love, the highest level, unconditioned, right? What creates patterns in your life? Early childhood trauma. If your mama, your daddy, anybody that was there with you was not emotionally attuned or was abusive, guess what happens when you experience ACEs, when you experience trauma, CPTSD, whatever you experience, what happens? Patterns get created. We done took the damn patterns of trauma and turned them into the expectations of unconditional love. You got a parasite in your spirit that's feeding off your partner. What? Yes. This is what has happened in relationships. This is why your norm feels comfortable. This is why you'll sacrifice true love. You'll get rid of it because it doesn't represent what molded you. Anytime something happens to you, anything negative that happens in your life, at any stage of your life, Lord have mercy, it creates a pattern. Love is patternless. That's why you should be able to give it to anybody without the desire to get it back. According to Babette Rothschild, author of The Body Remembers, the psychophysiology of trauma and trauma treatment, right? When she's talking about the symptoms of PTSD, in PTSD, a traumatic event is not remembered and relegated to one's past in the same way as other life events. Trauma continues to intrude with visual, auditory, and/or somatic reality on the lives of its victims. Again and again, they relive the life-threatening experiences they suffered, reacting in the mind and body as such events were still occurring. PTSD is a complex psychobiological condition. Babette Rothschild, The Body Remembers. You remember neglect in early childhood. Yes, and you created coping mechanisms, which turn into future relationship expectations. I know you don't want to hear it. This is why your norm makes sense to you. This is why somebody got to come in and satiate your needs. No, your needs are your responsibility. I know you don't want to. I'm going to say it again. Your partner is supposed to reflect your progress or lack thereof. Either you're calling in a lesson or you're calling in its opposite, the blessing of the work you've done on yourself. This is why Zoe say self-victory, self-victory. What did Krishnamurti say about love? Remember, the pain creates a pattern. The trauma creates a pattern. Right? Love has no pattern. What did Krishnamurti say? Freedom and love go together. Love is not a reaction. If I love you because you love me, that is mere trade, a thing to be bought in the market. It is not love. To love is not to ask for anything in return, not even to feel that you are giving something. And it is only such a love that can know freedom. Love is not the product of thought, which is the past. Thought cannot possibly cultivate love. Love is not hedged about and caught in jealousy. For jealousy is of the past. Love is always active and present. Is it not? It is not I love you or have loved you. If you know love, you will not follow anybody. Love does not obey. Do you see what I'm trying to lay down here? Your pain created a pattern. That pattern is based on a coping mechanism. The coping mechanism keeps you safe. It's called spiritual training wheels. You're not supposed to have the coping mechanism your whole life. At some point, you're supposed to mature spiritually enough to go fearlessly into the self-work. When you conquer the self, love of self, acceptance of self, approval of self, acknowledgement of self, self-esteem, self-worth, all of that goes through the roof, and it is no longer an expectation for your partner to give to you. Do you see? And if you're afraid of that work because it hurts, you go back to your norm. You go back to your known. Huh? Does love act as a container for chaos? Or must it eliminate chaos altogether for thriving to occur? Love is disruptive. Freedom is disruptive. Listen, trauma tries to establish stability. That's what your coping mechanisms did. I said they were training wheels. Training wheels on a bike stabilizes the bike so it won't tip over. That's what the coping mechanisms does. Do you see? Love has no net. Love has no guarantee. The real love is radical, just like Christ was radical. God said, I'm going to kill my only son. That's a radical move because I love y'all unconditionally. For God so loved the world. Do you see the act? Come on, man. How can unconditional love disrupt patterns of self-sabotage in stable relationships? Listen to me. Is relational harmony a form of self-love reflected back through the partnership? How does thriving in love challenge traditional notions of earning stability and peace? Regardless of what's going on, peace is peace. Quiet is disrupted. The wound, the pattern, wants everything to be okay. That's the sign of hurt people. I just want peace. I just want it to be quiet. When we come forward, we go into the phone lines. We're on complete fire tonight.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. Are you an entrepreneur looking to take your business to new heights? KBLA Talk 1580 is your partner in success. Every day, we celebrate and elevate Black-owned businesses across our community. Our KBLA SMB Marketplace currently features The Cookie Dip, Badass Bakes, Hair Concoction, Higher Education Accreditation Consulting, LACC Radiology Technology Department, and Malik Books. Your business deserves to be heard. Let KBLA Talk 1580 amplify your voice and connect you with our powerful community of listeners. Email smb@kbla1580.com today. That's smb@kbla1580.com. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. If you say you care about the community, you have to also care about the climate. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
As we go a little something like this.
Hey, it is me, D.L. Hughley, and I am thrilled to be heard weekdays in my hometown on KBLA Talk 1580. So check out the D.L. Hughley Afternoon Show weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m. exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580. We got a whole lot to talk about, let me tell you. That's like a real.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Little Caesar.
Queen B. That's me.
Check it. Yo, I be buying B's, so all my girls be eyeing C's. Coming backstage, dying to get pleased. You got me, I rock the Versace and linen. While you spotting, grinning with a bunch of foxy women. While you speedball with cars, that's the valley. I get clothes custom made from a stylist. Cruise in my Lexus land with no malice. While you walk the street until your feet get callous. Take you on the natural high like a pallet. It be all good, toss your clothes like a salad. When it's all over, put your vote in my ballot. This my diner, I'm Mel and you're Alice. Spend the night and look to C's palace. It be all good as long as you don't act childish. While you standing there with the crisp in your cup, the worst come to worst, keep this on the hush.
I know you see me on the video. I know you heard me on the radio. But you still don't pay me no attention. Listening to what your girlfriend.
So it's so funny because you've just come here, you know. You made a big effort and you've just been racing through your day and you're finally here and sitting here and all day long you've been stressing about something. And then I suggest, you know, that you might come up with something stressful. And given the opportunity to cultivate compassionate heart by wishing for that stress of yourself and all the others to be removed, and total blank, numb, can't do it. The other is you start off fine for the first, 2.5 seconds. And then you, like with a sitting meditation, you become distracted by thoughts of something else. And then suddenly this little gong rings again, and you come back and realize, well, you did it really pretty well for 2.5 seconds. Some of you may have gotten in some touch with something so deep and so vulnerable and tender that it was actually very painful, and there was fear of overwhelm. Even in 4.5 minutes, if a subject is very close to home and very filled with fear and insecurity and sadness or sadness for you, sometimes you have no trouble finding something to do this for, but there's fear of overwhelm, of it becoming too much. And various other scenarios. For some, I started with, I've just lately been in touch with a lot of people in prison, some of them having a very hard time, some of them being harassed, and it's always pretty hard in prison in any case.
Man, Pima Chodron. She says sometimes when we get deep in the meditative process, we might encounter something so tender, so deep, so loving, so compassionate, that we may feel overwhelmed. Right? And then it scares us, and then we pull back. Right? Let me go back to my normal. That was too deep. That felt too real. It was too visceral. You get a dismissive avoidant who has a core wound, a shame wound that says, I'm defective. Right? You get the anxious preoccupied, core wound, I'm not enough. You get the fearful avoidant that has both, vacillating back and forth. I'm not enough. Right? Do you see? There's a fear, right? The avoidant styles, they have a fear of intimacy. Right? Closeness. They sense, they overwhelm. The fearful avoidant has something called the ick. They get the ick when intimacy. Listen, when love is in the building, there is an ick. When closeness is in the building. Do you see? So guess what? I've learned to value my independence because I had to, that's my coping mechanism. So now my adult relationships have to follow the coping mechanism. I need space. I'll see you on Thursdays. Or I'll see you on Thursdays and Sundays. I'll see you on Thursdays and Saturdays maybe. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Anxious, preoccupied. Where you going? Where you been? Wait a minute. Come back. Good. Let's fix it. Fearful avoidant is both. stay away, come close. Right now. Do both of them right now. Stay away and come close. Do you understand? These are the things we must overcome, not the things we should desire to have our partners conform to in order to make us feel safe. We got callers on the line. Let me do this right now. John, Mountain View, talk to me.
Greetings and blessings, chat, and all that are in sound of my voice. Blessings to you all this Christmas season that's coming up. First and foremost, thanks again for the subject. Whoever wrote it, thank you, appreciate you, and I'm glad this is being had.
That's Attila.
Well, okay, then subject guru, thank you, appreciate you, God bless you. But at the same time, why the heck did I feel like I got slapped on my way home?
We slapped you? What happened?
I was listening to the conversation as I was driving in, and as I heard Attila say the portion of you want to be in control of the situation as well as be the victim of it too, I'm like, wait, whoa, Jesus Christ. Pulled over my car, had to doggone get my thoughts together.
Love it, man.
But loving the situation that is being ruminated here, due to the fact that, one, yes, love is disruptive. Very disruptive. But there's the other side of it. Maybe it's the point that nobody gets. And yeah, you said it is freedom. Well, what happened to the being able to endure the freedom in the absolute chaos of the thing?
Let us ruminate. Give us 2 seconds. Let us ruminate. Stay with us, Pastor John. Mountain View, Hawaii in the building. Are you ready to have this conversation? Let's get it.
Let you know that I got a crush on you.
Hey, yo, shorty, won't you go get a bag of the lethal? I'll be undressed in the bra all see-through. While you count your jewels thinking I'ma cheat you. The only one thing I wanna do is freak you. Keep your stone sets, I got my own baguettes. And I'll be doing things that you won't regret. Little Kim the queen bee, so you best take heed. Shall I proceed? Yes, indeed. I'ma throw shade if I can't get paid. Blow you up to your girl like the army grenade. You can slide on my ice like the escapade. And itchy yaya with the marmalade. Who me? Not you. Oh yes, who's he? I even dig your man's style, but I love your profile. Whisper in your ear and get you all shook up, but don't blush. Just keep this on the hush.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Vanessa Tyler.
And I'm Mike Stevens on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
After weeks of careful thought, I've decided the right thing for the Bureau is for me to serve until the end of the current administration in January and then step down.
For FBI Director Christopher Wray, the writing was on the wall. He would have very likely been fired anyway, and says he didn't want to put the agency through the mess. Wray was a Trump target, since Wray was in charge during that Mar-a-Lago search for classified documents Donald Trump was accused of taking at the end of his previous administration. Trump appointed Wray in 2017, a term that was not up, but Trump wants former Justice Department prosecutor Kash Patel to replace Wray and head the FBI.
President-elect Trump wants all the legal cases against him to go away before Inauguration Day. This includes his notorious hush money case. But Business Insider reports Black Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg is fighting that effort. In an 82-page motion, he writes Trump has a history of malicious conduct and the case of falsifying business records is too serious to be dismissed. And Bragg is battling back on the Trump claim he also enjoys presidential-elect immunity.
A TikTok gone viral shows a white man who followed black women after he claims they passed him illegally on a residential street. The women were not having it.
I am not at your house. I am in the street.
I don't get away from our house. I don't care where you at. You don't follow people home. You are
The mother and daughter say the man was actually blocking their driveway and called them the N-word. In a follow-up video, one of the women says she called the police to report the older white man in the gray Mercedes, but says nothing was done. TikTok viewers wrote, if it was a black man following two white women home in a road rage, the outcome would have been different.
Wanted posters with pictures of health insurance executives are plastered around New York City. The NYPD says these executives should be on alert, especially after the CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson, was gunned down on a city street. The suspect in that case was apprehended, but the fear is copycats may also pick up a gun. Police say the suspect in the Thompson case had a manifesto decrying corporate greed. Reports are suspect Luigi Mangione had back issues and surgeries and may have had problems with insurance coverage.
It suggested you make a list, not a Christmas list, but a list of things to buy before Trump tariffs kick in. Economists predict apparel, toys, furniture, household appliances, and footwear could spike significantly. Economists say a tariff will be passed on and is like a tax to consumers. On social media, stay connected with the BIN on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Black Information Network. Catch us on X and Blue Sky at Black InfoNet. I'm Vanessa Tyler with Mike Stevens on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
Follow the leader. KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader. If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about. By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. Got your black.
Follow the leader.
Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone, and should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your Senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
I went to My Computer Career because I needed job security.
Because I wanted a career in cybersecurity.
I went to My Computer Career because IT jobs are everywhere.
My old job was going nowhere.
I went because I didn't want college loans for the rest of my life.
Because I wanted a career for the rest of my life.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Classes available online or in person. Financial aid available for qualified students, including the GI Bill. 529 college savings plans accepted.
1 in 3 children born today will get diabetes. This sad prediction by the Centers for Disease Control will come true if millions of Americans don't improve their lifestyles, especially by changing what they eat, how much they eat, and how active they are every day. Every 23 seconds, another American gets diabetes. Stop diabetes before it starts. To learn more, contact the American Diabetes Association or download our free diabetes education programs at learningaboutdiabetes.org.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Never had someone to show me.
So today the topic is something called lungta, L-U-N-G-T-A, it's a Tibetan word, which is translated into English as wind horse. Lung is the wind part and ta is the horse part. Lungta. And in your folder, you don't have to look at it at this point, but there are instructions for rousing lungta, or rousing wind horse. So I'd like to talk a little bit about this, because this is something extremely helpful. This morning the tools were more poetic and finger painting, pointing you in a direction, giving you a sort of hints and flavor of how you could think outside the box, how you could expand your mind, and contrasting it to how you or I usually think, this fear-based thinking. And this afternoon with the instructions on lungta, it's like the meditation instructions. There's actually a practice. But before presenting any kind of practice, I'd like to talk about this as just a phenomena that happens all the time anyway. And this is, Trungpa Rinpoche used to talk about hitching up your chuba, or the idea of pulling up your own bootstraps. I remember he said, pull up your socks, and one of the students back in those days in the 70s said, I don't wear socks. And he said, then hitch up your pants. But it's the idea of rousing yourself when you start going down. So I don't think I have to talk too much about what going down means.
I love Pema. Pema Chodron. She's a Buddhist. She's a monk, and, her work is transcendent. I love it. It's deep, and I can read everybody's stuff and extrapolate meaning from it and apply it to my life. And I love her work. And you listening to the Voice of Reason, you're going to hear some of it. I want to get John's final thoughts because he was cooking right before we came forward. He said he pulled over. Attila hit him upside the dome piece on his way home from Jones Beach. And we want to get the rest of that. Talk to me, John.
Okay, sir. Let me try and break this down since apparently we're supposed to keep it simple. You, sir, who will go on fast or cleanses, to cleanse yourself of the impurities that you put off in it, only to put yourself back in those impure states.
Man, have you had a turkey chop? Listen.
Turkey love.
Don't call me out on the turkey chop, man. Let me tell you, it's this place over here called the Family Affair. It's okay. On Slauson.
I got it. I got it in the show. I got it.
Okay.
I got it. And one of these
smothered
days,
one, man. It's the smothered one, bro. Okay, cool.
I got you, sir. Right. I got you, sir. But the point is, yes, we all go back to our vomit. And if you didn't, why are we having this conversation?
I don't appreciate you calling me out. I already told you I was work in progress, John. You see how you do me?
We're all works in progress, man. We're all works in progress, man. Don't let me get Memphis on you, bro. We're all works in progress.
No, it's true. Go ahead. I'm listening, brother.
But the let it be the work that continues, i.e. the long suffering that it takes to see the other side of what everybody claims they want, love.
Right.
The growth comes through that. As babies are born and they become adults, the poisoning that comes between them is the society that they have to adjust to.
Right. 100%.
It's only the black sheep of the family that go against the grain. So you have an example of what it is that true love is.
Right.
It's the black sheep.
Mm.
It's going against the grain. So it's not that you haven't had a physical manifestation of what way you're supposed to be going.
Right.
Now it's your turn.
I love it. I love it. John.
53 turned 54, had my feelings, had my state of adventures. Now I get to feel them, and now I use it as a tool instead of something that triggers me.
Growth. Growth.
Again,
Yeah.
when you figure out not just the spiritual wholeness, but where do you find yourself in the spiritual wholeness? Don't be the hoe.
Oh, I thought you said wholeness. Okay. Okay. John, let me get these other callers because you're killing me. Right. John, guess what you just did, brother?
Mountain View, salute to all.
Mountain View is in the house. Mountain View, Hawaii. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. LS from Hawthorne, California. Get in here. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Well, my thought was, good evening, King. So how you doing?
I'm alive and well. I am alive.
That's wonderful. I'm it's so much like the time is so like close to the ending. So I'm like trying not to be so long, but definitely want to know how you're doing as well.
I'm all right. I'm enjoying the call. I'm enjoying y'all. You know what I mean?
I can barely breathe. I'm laughing so hard on the other one, but it's like I understand that laughter is also good medicine for us. So it's good that we have that on here as well as the deep reflection and other conversations. So I do on this topic particularly. The thing that stood out the most is self-sabotage, like a person is not used to having a good relationship, so possibly will sabotage it so that they don't have to deal with that self-work. If the person were to stay and say, well, okay, mask off, we're all works in progress, I'm with you, let's do it. And then that person's like, oh, well, I wasn't expecting that, because most people will leave, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my question, as you probably already would guess, is if you're that person who is willing to stay and work on it because we're all works in progress, is that where like things form into something more like, is that what unconditional love is, never leaving because you can ride the waves of instability?
Right.
Or is there a limit of when you say, this is like never going to be healthy for me? Or do you not have that thought because love is unconditional and it is supposed to endure all?
Understand
so
the
I'm
question.
Very
yeah, I understand totally. Let me just say this. Two people have to be working on themselves, right? In order for a relationship to work internally. Two people have to be working on themselves, taking personal accountability, personal responsibility in order for a relationship to work. Your love for a person will not do their work for them. So if you're in a relationship with somebody that's not willing to listen, willing to grow, willing to go inside, willing to change, they're willing to keep the status quo, only a unhealed Sith believes in the status quo, right? A Sith Lord from Star Wars fame. Like only somebody who wants to stay unhealed wants to keep the status quo. Oh, we need to be together. We were meant together. No. You have to grow. And let me tell you something. When you go inside and you start to find out the true factors for what attracted you to a person, and you start healing those things, you'll find that either that relationship grows spiritually together or it'll grow spiritually apart. See, you can't convince somebody to do their work. I was telling a brother in the cigar lounge before I came here, I said, man, never try to convince an unwilling ear. So Should you stay in a relationship with somebody that's abusive, emotionally, psychologically, physically? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Should you stay in a relationship with somebody that is dysfunctional and broken internally, but they recognize it and they're willing to work to change, not for you, not for us, but for themselves? Absolutely. That's who you work it out with. That's who you work it out with.
Okay.
You don't work it out with, you know, you ain't going nowhere, girl. Hey, you know, you're not standing. You understand what I'm saying? You don't work it out with that.
Why are you leaving?
Where you think you going, huh? Girl, you better.
If you're leaving.
You better go on, sit that little tote bag down, because something going to happen and you walk out that door. You understand? You don't try to work it out with that.
Okay, I got you.
Does that make sense?
Thank you so much. That answers.
All right,
that
LS.
makes a lot more sense, because sometimes, thank you so much. You about hop under the building.
Mm-hmm. No, I hear it. I love it. I appreciate you. Thank you for the call, man. That was a great call. You already know what it is. You already know what's happening. Listen, everybody within the sound of my listening, within the sound of my voice, listening, please put your seatbelts on. It's about to go all the way up. Ronan from Indianapolis is about to come up when we come forward. Ronan from Naptown. Here we go.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Hey, LA, it's time to step up and be a climate change hero. Go Metro and help us shape a better future for all Angelinos. From enhancing our diverse communities to preserving our planet, Metro is dedicated to making a positive impact with every ride. Start your journey at metro.net.
This season, Chevy brings classic pairings, cookies and milk, mistletoe and kisses, and your holiday plans and a new Chevy. Silverado 1500 gives you power and capability with 430 pound-feet of torque to haul your holiday tree. Equinox EV and the all-new Equinox offer award-winning quality and style to see you through the holiday season. See why Chevy makes everything better and brighter. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Linking social justice and climate justice all year long.
We're unapologetically progressive.
KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
Hi, I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. You've been hearing me guest host here on KBLA Talk 1580, and I'm having a blast. But I'm excited about joining the official lineup here at KBLA Talk 1580 starting Monday, January 6th at 1 p.m. Start your day with First Things First and Dominique DePrima at 6 a.m. Check out Tavis Smiley at 9 a.m. Tune into Truth Time with Dr. Cornell West and Nina Turner at 12 noon, and then tap in with me on The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show at 1 p.m. weekdays. I served 17 years in the U.S. Congress, and I can tell you it's going to be a rough 4 years, so let's navigate this journey together. It's The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show, starting Monday, January 6th at 1 p.m. on KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
You want some more? More. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Baby, at the point in my life when I'm tired of playing games, I'm ready to settle down, I'm ready to buy a house, and I'm ready to change my last name, ready to have some kids, ready for the life to live, and all I've has to give. I've been your superwoman for so long, ready to be your wife.
Little M.O.
Oh, because you're crazy for this one. Shout it.
Okay.
Now that love's taking
Jesus.
over.
The playlist has been bananas tonight. We went to the 90s. The voice of reason is on fire. I got to get my final caller in here because you already know he's about to go crazy. Ronan from Naptown, Indianapolis, is going to have to sum this all up for us. Naptown, get in here. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
First and foremost, I appreciate you and Atala beating me up with next week's topic.
Yes. Go ahead, brother. What are your thoughts, man? We getting close to the end of it, so tell us.
Well, I ran through a rough situation I was planning next week, but I'll say the paradox of peace. The problem with peace with some people is like you can hear insecurity screaming, and you can't get any sleep. You sit there, you have to look at yourself. The weight of accountability and self-repair becomes too heavy with people. So it seems like when you put yourself in a compromising position, then you're no longer accountable. You can just somewhat, be comfortable being a vindictive victim.
Come on. I know you got one more. Give me one more. I know you got one more. Come on.
Well, I mean, it's like I have to admit it. I am a prisoner of patterns.
A prisoner of patterns. Come on. This is where I want to go. Give it to me.
So when it comes to like people doing certain things, I made it known that I no longer argue. I learn to adjust. And I set the parameters. Like the thing is like either I can work with you or I can work around you. And in those two different instances, it's going to change how I view you and basically work with you. So in many cases, like in some ways, that's kind of how I cope with some of the things I go with. But then again, it's like I can't allow that to go any further because now that makes you interpersonally impotent. So.
Well, guess what you just did? You just gave us a new topic for next week, the vindictive victim. Man, guess what you just did? You brought Naptown in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. I appreciate you, brother. Self-sabotage often arises as a defense mechanism, protecting the wounded psyche from vulnerability. Vulnerability, as Brené Brown asserts, represents the birthplace of connection, but also the space where unresolved trauma feels most exposed. Individuals may create a conflict or withdraw emotionally as a way to shield themselves from the perceived threat of emotional intimacy. Eric Fromm's exploration of fear of freedom parallels this tendency, as stability demands accountability for one's own happiness, a responsibility that can feel overwhelming to those with unresolved pain. Listen. Alfred Korzybski, his famous quote, "Definitions create conditions." Don't let your unresolved fear, don't let your unhealed childhood trauma define you. The definition creates the condition. I need you to let that resonate. If your wounds create patterns, and those patterns begin to dictate how you behave through various coping mechanisms, I'm here to tell you, you will never experience unconditional love. Unconditional love is listen, it is the reward for breaking the cycle. The prison are the demands and the expectations and the needs created by the coping mechanism, which was created by the traumatic event that created the wound. That's what I'm saying. Your wounds are in control of all of this. Definitions create conditions. Do you define yourself or be defined? Ontario Ali. Listen, these are real things that are happening in our relationships, and we got relationships reversed. Listen, you don't have to agree. I started the conversation. It's really up to you to finish it. I love each and every one of you for tapping in and participating in tonight's topic. I'll be back tomorrow, you already know, with another barn burner. Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. I'm out. Deuces.
I'm looking. Ooh, yeah. I'm looking for someone to hold on to. I'm looking for you, I'm checking for you. I'm looking for someone that I can trust. I'm looking for you.